page 129, at the very bottom. Eilech amda libi, chusana ve'al natitalem. Eilech amda libi, chusana ve'al natitalem. Eilech amda libi, chusana ve'al natitalem. Eilech amda libi, Husana ve'al natitalem. Eilech hamda libi, Husana ve'al natitalem. Eilech hamda libi, Husana ve'al natitalem. Eilech hamda libi, Husana ve'al natitalem. Hamda libi, chusana ve'al natitalem. Eilech hamda libi, chusana ve'al natitalem. Eilech hamda libi, chusana ve'al natitalem. Eilech hamda libi, chusana ve'al natitalem. Tovu manai, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manai, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tov, la 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 la. Hine ma tov, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tovu manai, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manai, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tovu manayim, ya la 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 la. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam yachad. Hine ma tovu manayim, shevet achim gam
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Good to see you. Good to see you too, Gordon. I think it's been a little while since you and I have led services together.
Yeah, I probably ran across you in the sky.
You probably did. And I hope your tour went well.
Yeah.
We're happy you're back.
Thanks.
And it's great to see everyone. You know, sometimes when you watch the news, it can feel like the world is falling apart. And of course, our thoughts and prayers are still with our Israeli brothers and sisters and all those in harm's way this weekend. But there's still things to celebrate. We can celebrate the great weather. We can celebrate Shabbat. And tonight, although I don't see him yet, we get to celebrate Scott Stern's 80th birthday. So we're very happy to do that as a congregation. And what I'd like to do now to light our Shabbat candles, I don't see her either, is invite Robin and Scott. Can someone grab Robin to come in as we talked about? I think she forgot to light our candles. And you can follow along on page 120 in your prayer book. But I don't see Scott yet. So we'll be doing something with Scott a little bit later in the service. And if Robin doesn't get here soon, we'll have someone else light Shabbat candles. Stan, do you see Robin? Oh, there's Scott. Okay. Hey, Scott, you're lighting candles with your wife, so come on up. Perfect timing. We just need your wife.
Here she comes.
There she is. Scott, we have some surprises for you a little bit later, but right now, why don't you stand with Robin and just light our candles?
Okay.
Do you want to light the candles and I'll say the blessing?
Okay.
We'll divide the labor.
Yeah, you give me the kit matches, so don't like
Well,
it.
we could do it this way,
Yeah, well, I probably
Turn
do
it
better
on,
than
I think.
or you have to turn it on.
That would be worse.
All right, let's try
on the
this.
bottom here, yeah.
They told me never to play with matches.
There you go.
Let me see.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
By the way, I see a lot of unfamiliar faces, so if you are here for the first time, presumably to celebrate with Scott and Robin, welcome to our congregation. Welcome to CBS. So we're going to continue on page 142 with the singing of Shalom Alechem, a prayer about peace.
Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharit, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malachei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Malachei HaSharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu Ni L'Shalom, Malchei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Zeichem L'Shalom, Malachei HaShalom, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Shalom Alechem, Shalom Alechem, Malachei Hasharet, Malachei Elyon, Mi Melech Malchei Hamlachim, HaKadosh, HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
The Chatzi Kaddish is on page 144.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemei rabba. V'alma divrach hirute v'yamlik malchute. B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye d'chol beit Yisrael. Bagala, bagala, uvizman kariv, ve'imeru, amen. Yehesh me rabba mevarach, la'olam u'al me'almaya, yitbarach, yitbarach, v'yishtabach, v'yitpa'ar, v'yitromam, v'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, v'yithaleh, v'yithalal, shemei kudasha barichu, le'ela mikol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechemata, da'amiram bi'alma, v'imeru, amen.
Our call to worship the Baruch Hu is on page 146. If you are able, please rise.
Adonai, ha-mevorach, Baruch Adonai, ha-mevorach, ha-mevorach, le'olam va'ed,
Please remain standing and join me in English at the top of page 149. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars. Creator of the tide of time and light, you guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, Adonai our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai Hama'ariv Aravim. Page 151. As you taught Torah to those whose names I bear, teach me Torah too. Its mystery beckons, yet I struggle with its truth. You meant Torah for me. Did you mean the struggle for me too? Don't let me struggle alone. Help me to understand, to be wise, to listen, to know. Lead me into the mystery. Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. 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 Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Baruch Shem Kavod Malchuto, Leolam Va'ed. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. V'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levavcha uv'chol nafshecha uv'chol me'odecha v'hayu hadavarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavacha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha b'dibar tabam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shokbecha uv'kumecha ukshartam la'ot al yadecha v'hayu latotafot bein einecha uktavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha lema'an tiskaru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kedoshim le'elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim lihiot lachem le'elohim ani Adonai Elohechem.
Page 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. Micha Mocha is on page 158.
Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai Micha Mocha nedar ba'kodesh Nora tehilot osef eleh Nora tehilot osef eleh Micha Mocha ba'elim Adonai Micha Mocha nehedar ba'kodesh Nora tehilot osef eleh Nora tehilot osef eleh Malchutecha ra'u vanecha Okei hayam lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Zeli anu yamru Adonai himlo le'olam va'ed. Dai, 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 dai. Dai, 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 dai. Dai, 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 dai. Dai, 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 dai. Dai, 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 dai.
Please join me at the top of page 161. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Adonai, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukat shalom, aleinu ve'al kol amo Yisrael, ve'al Yerushalayim.
Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. Hamidenu Shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Ashkivenu Adonai Eloheinu l'shalom, l'shalom. V'hamidenu shomreinu l'chaim. Ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha, ufros aleinu sukat shlomecha. Amen. Shelter us beneath your wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right. Amen. 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 Amen.
The Amidah is on page 164. Again, if you are able, please rise.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agita hilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei avotenu ve'imotenu Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chastei Avot ve'Imahot, u'Mevi Geula livnei v'neihem, Lema'an Shemo be'ahava, Melech Hoseru Moshia u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham ve'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gedbor Mechaye HaKol Ad Harav LaHoshia, Mashiv HaRuach u'Morid HaGashem, Mechalkel Chaim B'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol B'Rachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, U'Matir Asurim, U'Mekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha B'Gevurot, U'Midom Melach, Melech Meimit u'Mechayeh u'Matmiach Yeshua v'Ne'eman atah lahachayot hakol. Baruch atah Adonai Mechayeh hakol. Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh u'kdoshim b'chol yom yahalalu chasela. Baruch atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh. 180 in the middle of the page. Yehu l'ratzon imrefi v'hegion libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri v'goali Osei shalom b'mroma Osei shalom b'mroma Ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'himru amen. I'm going to do it one more time so people can maybe get the hang of it here. Yehiyu l'ratzon imrefi v'hegion libi lefanecha Adonai tzuri v'goali Osei shalom b'mromav Osei shalom b'mromav Uya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen v'al kol yoshvei tevel.
At this point in our Shabbat service, we think of those in need of healing on this Shabbat, healing of body, healing of spirit, and healing of heart. And we ask God to bestow the bracha, the blessing of refuah shlema, full and complete healing on the following men and women from our CBS family or those known and loved by our congregation. Ilana Massey, Kevin Brackett, Michelle Camissia, Jesse Friedman, Jim Mates, Brenda Flood, Sharon Blevis, Kirk Whitlatch, David Rabb, Jensen Beach, Aaron Ledden, Rachel Sadek, Blake Battles, Michaela Cohen, Diane Rado Persile, Rodolfo Gonzalez, Tracy Adams, Joan Wilmert, Kim Stevens, James Lynch, Don Copeland, Dee Copeland, Chava Pearlbot Herschel Veroz Giddle, Manuel Galaz, and Rachel Hartstein. And if anyone here or at home would like to add a name to this list, I invite you to please do so. The Misha Barach prayer is on page 511.
Strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema. The and let us say, Amen.
Shabbat Shalom. Good Shabbos again to everyone, and again a special welcome to those of you who are with us tonight for the first time. So this is the Shabbat before Purim. Purim is next Saturday night. We're going to be reading from the book of Esther. We're going to be celebrating. We're going to also be doing something next Friday that's a little more family-focused, but tonight gives me an opportunity to talk a little bit about some things related to Purim that I feel are especially appropriate right now. Now, most of us, or many of us, know the basic contours, the basic outline of the Purim story, the popular elements that have made it so well known throughout the ages. There are the costumes, the groggers, the drinking, and the spiels. There's the focus on merriment, on satire, and on celebration. In fact, the rabbis say you should celebrate on Purim more than any other holiday. And then, of course, there's the famous story of Esther and Mordecai, which we have behind us, where that gentleman is standing. Don't mean to embarrass you, but the entire Megillat Esther, the whole scroll of Esther, is hanging on our wall right now. So the story of Esther and how they subvert the sinister plans of the wicked Haman is something that many of us know about as well. Now, while Purim is indeed the tale of Jewish survival in the face of anti-Semitism and adversity, it is below the pediatric level of amusement and folly about much, much deeper things. Purim, in my opinion, is also a Grimm's-style fairy tale, an adult revenge fantasy that ends with executions and genocide. We don't often read about that when we have our family Purim celebrations. Now, the Jewish protagonists of the story don't only emerge in the end triumphant and powerful, and they do. After all, Esther and Mordecai become very, very important people in the Persian court, but they also wind up punishing over 75,000 Persians by killing them. That's how the story ends. With that much death, we can only assume that there were innocents who were slaughtered along with the guilty. And for many of my colleagues, for many Jews today who read the story of Esther, this is a bit reminiscent of what we're seeing in the Middle East right now, where even though many of us feel that Israel is justified in their war with Hamas and that the fight is necessary, we're distressed, we're troubled by how many innocent people are being killed along with the guilty. Vengeance and retribution are often very sloppy. Is this what we are celebrating at Purim? I myself have always been a bit ambivalent about the holiday. Narratives about Jewish survival are wonderful, but they become problematic when Jews perpetrate the same crimes or similar crimes to their enemies. Hanukkah, another festive Jewish holiday, has some parallels. Beneath the surface story of lights, of dreidels, of gifts, and of miracles is a tale of civil war, of violence, and of corruption. The Maccabees, Judah Maccabee and his brothers, are the heroes of the Hanukkah story, as we all learned in Hebrew school growing up. But they themselves are later guilty of immorality, excess, and extremism. The Maccabees and those who follow them, the Hasmoneans, only last 150 years because of their corruption and mismanagement of the Jewish state. Many of our holidays have two levels, the pediatric, child-friendly one and the unvarnished, historical one. Judaism is an ancient and complicated religion, and we do it no justice if we only highlight its more palatable versions. Like every community, we have problems in our history, a darker side to many of our stories. So let us celebrate as we will next weekend. Let us celebrate our triumphs. Let us praise our heroes. But let us never forget how slippery is the slope of sinfulness, nor how redeeming is the capacity for forgiveness and compassion of those who at one time tried to hurt us. Now more than ever, that is a lesson worth remembering. Ken Yehi Ratzon, may it be God's will. We're going to continue now with the Aleinu on page 586, and I see one of our religious school students, Eva Kaufman. So I hope I'm not embarrassing you, but I would love for you to come up and open up the ark for us. So Eva, come on up. And everyone else, please rise.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי הרצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורר עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. So I think, as I said at the outset, many of us know that we're celebrating not only the end of the week, not only Shabbat, but Scott Stern's 25th birthday. Oh, I'm sorry. I think we all know it's a big one, another one. It's his 80th birthday. And we are so happy, Scott, that you are here along with Robin and that the congregation and your friends and family are able to celebrate with you. So I would like to invite you to come up to the bima. And Gordon, I'm going to ask you to step aside for a minute. You can come back. You can come back.
I just got here.
I know. And Scott, before I offer some words to you, I have a little surprise here from your son Lowell. Oh. Lowell wrote something that he wants us to read. And tell me again, Robin, he's in Oceanside? He's in Oceanside. I don't know where that is. Sounds like Southern California. Okay. So he wrote this from Oceanside, and this is for you from your son. It's actually addressed to all of us. My dad is a member of a very, very exclusive club. At our former synagogue in San Diego, my mom sent in a refuah shlema notice for the monthly newsletter when my dad went in for surgery. There was a mix-up, and they wound up putting him in the Shiva Shloshim section. That's kind of a scary section to be in. So my father is one of the few people who had the pleasure of answering the phone to talk to friends calling to share their condolences. He really enjoyed freaking them out. I'm sure you've all experienced his sense of humor, and that's one of the greatest gifts he's given me. So I'd like to share what he means to me. My dad taught me so much about how to be a man. He led by example with patience and humility. He taught me that it's important to hold my tongue for the sake of peace instead of always having the final word. He's always been there to step up and handle any situation, no matter how difficult. and he never wants to take credit. These are critical lessons for me in my career supporting developmentally disabled adults. I wouldn't be able to do it were it not for my dad. Dad, I'm sorry I couldn't be there in person, but I wish you a very happy, special birthday. Please celebrate with joy and know that you are loved. Wow. I have never met Lowell, Robin, Scott, but what a beautiful, beautiful note. How old is Lowell?
Lowell's 42.
He's 43. What a beautiful message to you on your birthday. I have the opportunity as your friend and rabbi to offer you a blessing. We have some very special things waiting on the other side of this wall at the Oneg, and thanks to Robin and everyone who helped to set up and to bring the food and wine to make this such a special occasion. Scott, it's always an honor to be able to offer a blessing to a fellow Midwesterner. You've been here, you and Robin have been here longer than I have, but I remember when we first moved here, we went to your house, it was Fairfield, right? And then I think within a year after that, you moved here to Napa, and it's been such a joy to get to know you and Robin over these last almost 7 years. 80 is a big number, but you are a wonderful person who exhibits 80 years old in a great way, as your son said, with wisdom, with humor, with thoughtfulness, and with sensitivity. And you've been married how long now, Robin? 50? So that's another milestone. And Scott, you want to give us all a tip on how to make a marriage last for 50 years?
Ask my wife.
Ask your wife, okay. Do you want to say anything about it? No, okay. Well, happy birthday to you. Happy anniversary to both of you. And I'm going to offer one of the oldest blessings in the Jewish tradition on this wonderful and happy occasion. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'yichunecha. May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious to you. Yisad Adonai panav elecha v'yasim lecha shalom. May God's presence be with you and grant you peace. And let us all say, Amen. Happy birthday. I'll give you a hug.
Thank you.
We're going to all celebrate momentarily, but for now I'd like to call up board member Allison Frost, who's going to share some important announcements with all of us.
Shabbat Shalom. Happy birthday. Please join Rabbi Goldstein for Torah study tomorrow at 10:30, excuse me. We have 3 events to celebrate Purim next week, March 17th, 11:30 to 12 noon, a community-wide Purim, a Swift Purim Esther era with Spiel and Cafe on the 22nd. We will join in Shabbat with costumes and start services at 5:30, followed by a light dinner, so please RSVP online. Finally, on the 23rd, Havdalah, Megillah, Adult Purim, Tish, and Potluck. Please register again online for this event, and if you have questions or would like to volunteer, please contact Lauren and Mara. March 21st, Your Right to Resilience Tribe, led by Miss Santana Goldman here, will meet at 3:30 p.m. On the 22nd of March, CBS will host the memorial service for longtime member Jerry Montner at 11 a.m. On Wednesday, March 27th at noon, please join online for Lunch and Learn with Konet Devorah Gren, teaching a glimpse of Kabbalistic Tree of Life as a spiritual tool. And again, please register on Zoom for the Zoom link, for this is an online session only. Also on the 27th at 7 p.m., please join the Judaism tribe in the CBS kitchen with Mara making savory and sweet kugel. Ladies looking for a night of fun, headed by our Maxine Maluso, register on April 3rd for Bunko. It's $10 a player, and the game starts at 7 p.m. It's a lot of fun. And if you have any questions, please contact Maxine. And we'd like to give a warm welcome, I think we have, but to our guest of honor here. Happy birthday to you again. And also to Charles Sirfos Gannett, Aaron Starr, Fred Hacker, Eve Kahn, Eli Laddergan, Hadass Laddergan, Michael Bladis, Scott, and Jana Waldinger. Thank you.
A lot of birthdays this month. As we near the end of our service, our thoughts will switch gears, and our thoughts now turn to those who are no longer with us, those who have departed this earth, our own loved ones, those whom our friends and neighbors have lost, the martyrs of our people whose graves are unmarked, and those of every race and nation whose lives have been a blessing to humanity. As we remember them, we meditate on the meaning of love and loss, of life and of death. We remember those who have died during the past 12 months. Bunny Goldstein, William Bill Lenish, Barbara Cosson, Minnie Shostak, Kevin McCarville, Etta Kessler, Faye Goldstein Glick, Diana Coyne, Peggy Dooley, Eddie Feld, Frankie Block, Joyce Bisberg, Jake Goldstein, David Mendelson, Nancy Jeanette, Alexander Buddy Cohen, Berna Joseph Sherman, Rabbi Lori Phillips, Pearl Shine, and Jerry Mautner. We also remember and honor the Yartzites, the anniversaries of the deaths of Eudice Kozakin Fingold, Cindy Bratman Matz, Louis Lambert, Francis Katz, Bertha G. Muscatine, A.C. Greenhouse, Bernard Greendorfer, Elliot Lewis Schachter, and Harold Margolis. And if anyone has a name they'd like to add, I invite you to please do so. The mourner's Kaddish is on page 598. Please rise. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shmei Rabbah be'alma divrach erote v'yamlich malchute b'chayechon v'yomechon uv'chayei dechol Beit Yisrael b'gala v'zman kariv v'yimru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lamei amaya Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitalel v'yitalal shmei dekudsha bariku leila min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran ba'alma v'yimru amen Yehei shlama rabba min shmaya v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen Oseh shalom b'imromav hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'yimru amen. May the source of peace grant peace to all those in mourning and comfort to all those who are bereaved. And let us all say amen. Please be seated. Before our Kiddush and Motzi and the wonderful food waiting for us in the back, we have a final song.
We're going to do one that may be less familiar, Yismachu HaShamayim on page 650 at the very bottom. It's a psalm. Yismachu HaShamayim, Yismachu HaShamayim, Yismachu HaShamayim, V'tagel ha'aretz. Yismachu HaShamayim, HaShamayim, Yismachu HaShamayim, HaShamayim, Yismachu HaShamayim, V'tagel ha'aretz. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, umalo. Yiram hayam, Yiram hayam, Yiram ישמחו השמיים, ישמחו השמיים, ותגל הארץ.
Please rise for the Kiddush.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pari hagafen. Amen.
L'chaim.
Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. B'tei avon.
Shabbat Shalom and happy birthday.
Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, Shabbat, Shabbat